But this, let's start from the beginning. So I get a call from Ari. I get a text from Ari like 2 nights ago that says, Legion of the Skanks is the greatest podcast ever. It is exactly what should be happening in comedy. Prove me wrong. And then me and Tom wake up like, what? And then he goes, sorry, I was on LSD last night. I was a little high. And so we're like, okay. Yeah. So then I call Ari yesterday. I go, hey, congrats on presidency. I know you were his vice president.
Yeah,
congratulations. Yeah. And he goes, yeah, it was fucking crazy. And he tells me the story. I would love to hear it from your perspective, from how it started off, because that is because I spent the whole show waiting to find out when you whispered to him that he was being dosed.
I whispered, all right. So I get there. Everybody was going down to the stand with the intention of getting fucked up. Like DeRosa on the way there, he called me and was like, Norman's coming. We're all going to get, like, it was just like, we all, it's one of those nights where everybody kind of had the idea of this is going to be an ugly night. And so it was fun. It was rowdy. It was a very fun night. But when I got there, I saw I saw a guy hand LSD to Lewis. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. I've never done it. I was like, this is a little wild. And then Lewis is an idiot. So he looked at me and was like, I'm going to dose Ari. Don't tell him. And I was like, oh, okay. I won't tell him. And I immediately walked over and told him, I was like, yeah, Lewis is going to try to dose you.
So this is before Ari sat down.
This is before the show. Yeah, it was right before the show.
It's important to note that Ari and your platform was for this. We're talking. So this is the day they're running for Legion of Skanks president, and Ari and your platform was mayhem. You will incite mayhem. Ari dresses the Joker. I will bring mayhem. There is no order. I love chaos. And I think if you know Ari, he loves mayhem. He does love chaos. I sometimes think he likes chaos more than he likes comedy, to be honest with you. So Ari's getting dosed. So you go up to Ari and tell him.
Tell him he's getting dosed. I mean, with the plan of obviously giving it back to Lewis. Like sneaking it back to Lewis, dosing Lewis. But while we're sitting there, I see it. I see the cup of beer. I didn't know when it was going to happen or where it was going to happen. Right when I sit down, Ari like kind of points to his beer and there's a tab of acid just sitting in the foam. And I was like, all right, that's the one. And then here's where it got sad because Jay's been having a rough week or two. He got yanked off stage.
Fucking
so funny,
dude. That story in and of itself, the fact that the guy who yanked him off, his dad was like, my son's a piece of shit. My daughter's fucking bipolar alcoholic. I'm a Legion of Skanks fan. Do or die. Fucking go mites. And you're like,
Jesus, these people.
Christ.
Yeah, these are the worst people. So he pulls them off stage. They're the worst, dude. It's like, but they're also the funniest. So he pulls Jay off stage and Jay lands on him. And hilarious. And then Lewis comes out and beats him up. So Lewis gets all the credit. Lewis is the hero. Jay's a victim. So it's a shitty look for Jay. That sucks. Especially because Lewis then was like, yeah, I'm the best. So then the fucking Jay is talking last week and Lewis ruins the 76ers game for him that he was recording. Just a pretty consistent level of L's over and over again. And then he got last place in the election. He got 10% of the vote, which is crazy. I mean, you got people like, it was almost like actively disliked him.
And by the way,
poorly.
We should be very clear to anyone listening to this. I am good friends with Lewis, Jay, Ari. All these people we're friends with, all these fans that we're shitting on, we like.
Oh yeah.
This is part of the energy. Is like it's fine. Everything's fine. I don't want anyone that's coming brand new to the podcast and hearing this for the first time being like, what kind? You can actually say what kind of animals are these, but we love these animals. Like that's part of the beauty of it.
Yeah, I mean the story. I'm kind of the bad guy in the story here. So you do not. By the way, you do not come out the bad guy. I've watched this 100 times.
your hand rub like a oh no is
Yeah.
is
Dude, all right. So I sit down. Jay loses, and he gets up to give his concession speech, which is so funny. Such a funny time to dose him. So he's up in front of everybody accepting his loss, and then I just watch Ari put that cup right in front of Jay, and I was just like, "Oh, dude, not Jay. This is not the guy." But
yeah.
I had to. I don't know. I had to go with it, and then yeah. I mean, I was conflicted, but it had to be done.
It's crazy because I will say, obviously everyone knows I was dosed by Ari. The feeling is Jay and I had a lot in common talking on the phone yesterday about feelings of how you feel when it happens to you and why it's you, why they picked you. And I think Ari's defense is it was whoever was closest to me at that time. It was going to be whoever was closest to me.
Yeah.
And I think Ari also looks at dosing people as like a good time. Like, it's like, that's the fun of being a comic. I know Joe celebrates it. Like, I've heard Joe talk both ways. I've heard Joe talk to me personally very concernedly about that's fucked up. We're grown-ups.
Yeah.
We shouldn't do that. But then I've also heard him celebrate it on his podcast. Like, how fucking crazy, man. What kind of job, like, so it really is a weird way to receive it. I know Jay is very bothered by it, but in hearing it, just as a fan, I was like, shut up. I gotta watch this.
Everybody
so
did.
Funny. Oh, dude, I bought the fucking god-awful gas digital membership last night to watch it in my bed.
You should have fucking stolen that link.
So tell me now. So explain to everyone how it shakes down at the end, which is
before we do that, I do want to say I agree with almost the same thing where, like, if I was talking to Jay, which, I would text him and be like, yeah, it is fucked up. Sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I felt horrible. But then there's also a part of me, and I've been wrong about this to literally everybody I've talked to, where I was like, if I was the one who got dosed, I think I'd be like okay with it. And that was funny. But everybody, literally every single person I've talked to have been like, oh no, I'd be furious. I'd be furious.
Everyone's going to be furious. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because it reaches, it's far further reaching than just a prank. It's, how do you perceive me? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like that. And it's, and it really, it fucked with my head very bad, like very, very bad. And it really did fuck with me and Ari's friendship, where I had to make a concerted effort to forgive him, where I really didn't want to. I didn't care to. I was like, I don't need to give you that energy. I don't need to forgive you. I can just write you out of my life and not have you in my life. And there was a solid month where I was like, I don't need to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to Joe. I don't want to talk to Tom. I don't want to talk to any of them. We were doing Sober October, and I was shut down. I was incommunicado with the group. I think me and Joe and Tom started a separate thread where we didn't include Ari. I think we were all like, Sober October's over. It'll never happen again. And my wife hated him. My daughters hate him. Like, it was so complicated. My daughters hate Ari's guts. They said to me last night, like, it's fucking hilarious. The funniest, I have a joke I've been working on stage about it, because I won't share the jokes. I think it will work on stage one day. Sure. But what's crazy is that, like, they heard about Big J last night. I called my wife and I was like, hey, Big J got dosed. My wife loves Big J and Lewis a lot.
Yeah,
she loves Lewis and Bobby Kelly, like those kind of guys. My wife loves, and she goes, Ari fucking did it, and I went, yeah, and she goes, I fucking knew it. God damn it, why hasn't he learned? And then I called back later that night because my wife and I were going to talk about it. So I was like, and Georgia picked up the phone. She goes, Ari really is a piece of shit, isn't he? And I was like, Georgia, hold on. And now I'm defending I'm defending Ari to my daughter.
Yeah.
And it's such a fucked up situation to be in that, but I empathized with Jay. But I will say that, like, and I never released my content, and I never will, because that look in your eyes when you see it happening and you went, oh no, like, and when Jay realizes he's been dosed and he's like, wait, is this real?
He goes, nah. It's like, oh man. There was one part during where Lewis was like, no, that's like some really strong acid. And I was just like, oh, fuck, dude. Because it was while they were talking about Ari being dosed. Lewis was making fun of him. He was like, that's some strong shit. And I was just like, oh, fuck, Jay has it. This is not good, dude. This is, oh. I told Soder, and Soder was like devastated. He was like, oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
And it was too late. I mean, he already had drank it. So Soder was just like, oh, dude, this is going to be bad.
It's so interesting because I thought you were taking sips out of that beer the whole time.
I took, at the end of it, I drank it to because I did kind of feel bad. I was like, I'll do it with you. Said we can have fun, but he left, and then I was just on acid for the first time in my life.
Wait,
I forgot. I forgot I took it because I was drinking. And then I was sitting outside and somebody just went like this, like in front of my face while we were talking. And I was just like, oh, man, do that again. I got to see that. And they did it again. And I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot about this. So I text Ari because he was downstairs. And I was like, yo, I think that acid worked. Are you feeling this? And he was like, no, I'm fine. And then a minute later, he was like, oh, never mind. Yeah, it's very strong. Holy shit. It was pretty strong.
Yeah, I told Jay, I said, go through, because he's like, I got a lot of feelings. I said, hold on to your feelings. Hold on to your feelings. Hold on to your thoughts. Don't share them with anyone, because it was the biggest mistake I did the biggest mistake I've ever done is ever just go and be 100% candid on fucking podcasts. I regret it. I regretted it 100% all the time, but it is who I am, I guess. I don't know another way to operate, but what you just said is exactly what Jay needs to know, is that that you're not just like, yo man, get over it. Like that's what I think really angered me was, yo Bert, get over it. And I was like, hey, I'm an adult. I'm allowed to have feelings. And that's what's fucked up about when you talk about the group that we're in, the group of guys, comics that we hang with, which has been maybe rightfully blamed at times as being toxic masculinity, but is that, yo man, get over it, is what's wrong with what's wrong with us in general,
yeah, for sure. And Jay, like, I don't know, it's obviously it's not for me to ever say like, oh come on. It's like, dude, he's never done that drug, and then he got, it's like rape, dude. He was like, what? He's like, someone took advantage of me? What? And it was just like, yeah, your closest friends. Anyway. But
go ahead.
It was funny. So